Yo, what's up, everybody? It's another beautiful Sunday afternoon, 1 p.m., 13 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. My name is Mutant13, and I am here to bring you Epic Quest Random Adventures live on Twitch. This is our end of the month live stream that we do. So what's up, everybody in the house? We got Junkhead, we got Mama Lotus, we got everybody in here today. So what's up, everybody? And Denise, God, I suck. I can't even read words, so I had to put up with my dumb ass for about an hour today. So yo, we got popping off quickness. So everybody's filtering in. So I want to say welcome to Epic Quest Random Adventures here live on the internet. Today, we're going to talk about some fun stuff. I got a lot to share with you. Got a big idea, and I want your input today. I want to reach out to the inner circle, and I want to throw my ideas up against the wall, and I want to see what sticks, and I want your opinion and see what you think. So real quick, can everyone hear me well, see me well, everything looking good? Earlier it looked like my internet was being a little spotty, so let's see here. Let's take all these little random things off. So okay, we got 10-4. Everybody's like, yeah, can hear me, see me, luckily not smell me. So my main man Hoy is not here with me today. He has some other stuff he has to attend to. So shout out to my buddy, Lil Hoy. Alrighty. So if you've never joined us, this is what we talk about. We talk about a little game called Morton's List. It's a couple decades old now. It involves rolling some dice and going out and doing random stuff with random people. So we are going to dive a little deeper into the rabbit hole today, and I'm going to drop a brand new concept on you and see what you think about it. So while we're letting everybody, I don't want anybody to miss it, so I'm kind of dragging my feet just a little bit, give everybody time to jump on, because in case you haven't watched any of our live streams, I start at 1 o'clock on the dot. 13 o'clock, I am live. So if you want something that you can set a watch by, if you're like, when is 1 o'clock on the last Sunday of the month, you just tune into my channel and you'll know exactly when 1 p.m. Eastern time is here in Tennessee, because that is when I go live and share with you all. So while we're sitting here, let's talk about, I just want to give mad props to my boy Matt Foy. He has got a big release party on the 10th of March, and I just want to say what's up to him. He's got some stuff going down up in Indy up there. So what up, Matt Foy? He joined us for the Challenge of Chaos in Las Vegas, and it was a pure pleasure to be able to play Morton's List with that fine gentleman. And just want to show him some love. He has let us use music for our channel, and he's got a new album coming out. So he's got a new video too on YouTube. So, and don't worry, I did remember to hit record. We are recording, so this will be on YouTube a little bit later in the week, after it takes like 6 hours to get everything uploaded and all that. All right. Looks like we got a lot of people in today, so let's just go ahead and jump into the topic of the day. Random Adventures, the podcast. It's a little idea that I've kind of been pondering on for a little bit. My man Hoy, a while back, before this channel even started, he wanted to do a podcast, and he bought a bunch of equipment, and it just, I don't know, it just never got going. So he was kind enough to sell me that equipment and unload it on me for a rather nice discounted price. And I greatly appreciate that. And I wanted to do a little something in podcasting. And back in the day, when we first started this channel, is me and Hoy filming us playing Morton's List. And man, that is fun, but that is super hard to do. If you're playing and trying to film yourself, or just got one cameraman, it's kind of hard, especially if they're not, seasoned with all the equipment and stuff like that. It's hard to find somebody just to pick up a camera and get clean, good shots and get everything in focus, make sure the audio's great and all that. So I think what I'm going to do, is going to start a podcast with other people playing Morton's List, and I'm going to film it, and I'm going to send them on some adventures, and I'm just going to, after they get finished playing, sit them all down, set up some cameras, talk about the experience, record every bit of this, and then sit down, edit it all together nice and neat, nice little package, and put it on YouTube for you to watch and see people playing Morton's List. And I'm going to branch outside the normal inner circle, members. I'm going to try to find people, a lot of people who's maybe never really heard of Morton's List or not in our typical, circles of people, and get their experience and see what they think about the game and stuff like that, and try to get people who, entertaining. I've got a whole list that I've started making. Some of my guests for the first few episodes will probably be mostly bands and people local to Knoxville, Tennessee, just because that's what I have access to, and people that are close. So that'll be, what we got going on. So, and with a new version of Morton's List coming out, I think it's really important to try to branch outside our normal inner circle and grow the inner circle and find new players. So when this new fresh version of Morton's List finally does drop, we've got all these new players to interact with and share experiences with. So that's my goal right there. So wow, just throwing it out there, and we'll dig a little deeper into it here in just a little bit. But I've got a few ideas and a few requests from the inner circle out there that are watching. See, if you think these, what I have in mind is a good idea or not. So far, what do you think? Would you watch a podcast of people playing Morton's List who've not had any experience? And mostly I'm going to be behind the camera. I won't be doing a lot of the talking. I'll do a little bit in the podcast aspect. When we sit down with the guest, I'll kind of open it up, and then I will, I guess, introduce everybody, and then just let them talk about their experience. And while they're talking about the experience of playing Morton's List, I will, just kind of keep the conversation going. So that's what I'd like to do. So that way it's all, in the past when me and Hoy would do quests, not everything was rolled. We would try to find stuff that was visually entertaining, and, so that way I could kind of set everything up. This is going to be more live, in your face, random reality, just really how the quest is, rolled and kind of done from beginning to start with highly entertaining people. And we'll talk more about the guests that I have in mind here in a little bit. So cool. A lot of people saying that they like the idea. So good. I know Jerry Terrifying commented the other day that he really enjoyed seeing people actually doing the quest, and enjoyed, like me and Hoy, kind of showcasing the different quests in Morton's List. And that's what it's about. It's about player experience and just seeing, people's different interpretations of each quest in Morton's List is so open to interpretation. So, just seeing how different people do different things, and yeah, all that. So let me get out my little notepad here so I can read from it. And the name, man, I'm going to have to come up with a better name, because Random Adventures Podcast, or Random Adventures in Podcasting, is the world's dumbest friggin' name. So we'll probably do something, try to find a little bit better name for the pod. I don't know, unless people really like it. I would really like to get a new logo going. It's incorporating the logo we already have. I may reach out to the friend Mike that designed the first one, so if he's listening, I may reach out to him and maybe see. I don't know what the new logo, what I've got in mind. Probably something with microphones and heads. I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but go from there. If you don't know what Morton's List is, if you just stumbled across this and you're like, what is this game he's talking about playing? Got this right here. Morton's List. It's got a book. It's got some dice stuff. Oops, it's over this way. Yeah. So you start out with a group of people. You take an oath. For 1 hour, you will give honest effort into completing whatever task is set before you, unless it violates your moral code. And in Morton's List, there may be some things in there that are quite questionable, but they're fun, exciting. I mean, again, game's open to interpretation. So, let's see, Junkhead. See if you could somehow get cheap body cams for the inner circle. I mean, that would be cool. That would be a shit ton of editing, though, and I don't like to edit, unfortunately. So what I think I'd rather do is have me, and eventually down the road, maybe one other cameraman kind of following around. I've got a few different mics, maybe shotgun mics, so that way we can kind of showcase what's going on. And the way the show would open, we'd be sitting around a table, a few cameras set up. I'd kind of introduce the guests that we'd have on, and then we just kind of, talk a little bit about them, then jump right into the quest. And, start with who the table master was, what was rolled. And then as they start, talking about the quest, maybe just show the footage, from their game, just as they talk about it. So it's all kind of cut together, just kind of show. Try to condense it down where it's maybe, a good podcasting 1 to 2 hours, so that way it doesn't bore people too much, but also lets them talk and about their experience, and also get to know. I want to reach out to different people who are in bands, or influencers, or just just different people from different avenues in life. I've got this whole list of people that would be interesting to me to watch, and I'd even let you, the viewers, kind of be like, hey, can we get I know so-and-so, this group or this person, I think they would be fun. I mean, definitely I'd like to get comedians, because I'd like to see a group of comedians, like an improv group, playing Morton's List, just filming their experience, not influencing their game at all, just letting them. That's the big thing. I won't influence their game. I'm there to film, and if they have a question about game mechanics, that's all I'd be there for, is just to kind of go on from there. And and then immediately after the quest is done, they call end time. We go back and we sit down, set up some cameras, let them and we just sit down and talk, have, I don't know, if they want to have a drink or have something to eat, or just sit there and talk, whatever, and just kind of in podcast style. And then we would cut back and forth in between, that round table kind of discussion about their game, and put in some footage. We'd put it up on YouTube, and possibly move into the realm of an actual podcast where you could just download it and listen to it later. see how that works. So, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, that's an important thing too. Is having it's been, people have had a hard time getting non-juggalos to play Morton's List. That's why I'm going to reach out to people that I know that are not juggalos but know me, and who would be open to this type of experience. Band people are definitely, they're used to being on stage and performing, so they probably wouldn't mind too much having a little camera in their face for just a little bit, and just, kind of break it down to them. Hey, this experience, playing a game, especially if the first band, the reason I'm wearing this t-shirt right here, it's going to be, I haven't even asked them yet, so this is my unofficial way of trying to ask. Summoner Circle, they're actually on tour in Europe right now, doing a big ass, like, 2 to 3 week long, tour of Europe. And once they get back, I'm going to reach out to them and see if maybe I can talk to them. Not the whole band, because, don't want to try to film like 8 people, but just 2 or 3 people. It's going to be my inner circle size. It's usually anywhere from, 3 to 4 people. Keep the inner circle small, so there's not a lot of too much chaos going on, especially during the podcast aspect of it. So when they're sitting there talking, it's not a bunch of people waiting their turn to talk. Everybody gets a fair shot to say something. So keeping the inner circle kind of smaller, and then going from there. So I don't know. I'm really good at just kind of talking to people in general, and kind of hopefully getting them to try new experiences. I mean, back in the day, I got a ton of people to play Morton's List, and a lot of them were non-juggalos too. So, I'm really kind of reaching outside that, that pool of, juggalos, and trying to go for something a little new, different people, because I really want to see their experiences, and plus give them, I think it's a great way to cross promote between, people that have podcasts, or I don't know, people that write books. I don't know. I'm just reaching out to all types of people. So, I don't know. I got a list of people, and I mean, I don't really want to run down the list, because hell, I don't know if anybody would even be. Hell, I may go out there and say, "Hey, man, let me film you doing this thing." They're like, "Hell no." So I don't know. We'll wait and see. And kind of what I'd like to do too. I'd like to reach out when I offer them. Part of the offer is kind of giving them a budget to play. Like, here's a little bit of money, because I've got some money left over from the Challenge of Chaos, and being able to say, I will give you a budget for you to go play this game. So right here, and if there's money left over, just put it in your pocket, or donate it to the next. Because it'll always start with a dollar amount, and then, if people, donate their leftover money, then it can be donated, or if they keep it, I don't care. If they want to buy a beer with it, I don't care. So that's my idea. I've talked to it a little bit about, with Jess. I haven't got to talk about it with Nathan yet, but Jess was, he was on board. He really liked the idea. So, it'd start small, local people here to my area, and just go from there. And I don't know, man, it'd be fun, something new, gets me back behind the camera and not in front of the camera. I'm more comfortable behind the camera. I'm not let's see here. Oh, maybe we can get the Dice Tower or Watch It Played YouTube channels. Do a video on Morton's List. That'd be awesome. It's a great. I think this would be a great way for people to have YouTube channels, and bands, and photographers, comedians, people, just all different aspects to. Just like Morton's List. Morton's List is a little bit of everything. That's the kind of people, the group of people I'd like to get to try out this new experience. So, I don't know. it's just something I've kind of been running in my head, thinking about for the last little bit, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun to see other people playing Morton's List. I really enjoyed in Las Vegas seeing people playing the game and just hearing the stories as soon as they got finished, talking about the game and stuff like that. So I don't know. It would be a lot of fun. The biggest thing would be just the minor bit of funding to be able to do. Eventually, in theory, it starts out local to Knoxville, Tennessee, getting people around in my immediate vicinity to play. Eventually, it grows into, bigger names and bigger people who may be influencers or whatever, to, sports stars or whatever. I mean, it'd be awesome to see some people play sports ball, even though I'm not a big sports ball person. Watching them play Morton's List for the first time and get their reaction to this game. I don't know, just... man. Uh-oh. I just clicked something, and I do not know what I just clicked. Okay, there we go. I was about to freak out a little bit. I was like, what did I just broke my chat? But no, okay. So, that's kind of my idea. So your Junkhead says next time he does a game, do a meet and greet, he's going to have them roll a quest for him. So, there you go. That'd be cool. I've played Morton's List so much that, and it's kind of shaped my life in a huge, huge way, and kind of give me a whole new outlook on life. And I just want to share that with other people. So I want to get them playing the game, and not necessarily the way I play it. I want to see people play the game the way they play it, and then and just show other people. And then as the inner circle grows, more people's playing. I don't know. It's just fun. All right. So, I don't know. I've got a few ways to kind of, at first, I've got some things covered. I do need some new equipment. I don't know if I'm going to use these arms kind of like this, because man, having like 4 people with these big things, I'd like to get some of the little table mounted, so you just got a mic in front of you. I think I've got 4 microphones. So just like these. So high quality microphones. I've got a new interface. He sold me his old one, so I've got a new interface, so I can hook a lot more people up, have them all talking at once, and then I can just kind of sit back as they're talking, just levels, stuff like that. Probably like to buy another camera, which, I mean, that's the most expensive things is the camera, and I'll probably have to buy more storage space to, because man, you want to talk about editing some video, just even editing these live streams, they're not hard to edit. It takes me no time at all to edit. It takes way longer to upload them than it does to edit them. So, but I need a place to put the storage because it just fills up my computer, and then I run out of space. So to fund it, what I'm going to do, we'll launch it right now. We have I've got some new clothing stuff that I'm going to put out, and Epic Quest. This design was actually done by none other than the man Tall Jess himself. Made this little logo. He took elements of Morton's List and kind of compiled them all and made an Epic Quest logo out of actual Morton's List icons. So, and I've been playing around with it a little bit in Photoshop and kind of doing some different things, with it. And I think I'm going to put it up over on my Teespring, the Cult Daddy. I'll give a link to it. I'll post it after this goes off over on over on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. So, I made a bunch of this stuff last night. Got some t-shirts. Trying to keep I got a pennant. I got pennants now. I thought this was dope. And a few different t-shirt designs, and I got a hoodie or two, even though it's not hoodie season anymore. Shit's about over. It's almost spring and summer, so lots of t-shirts and stuff like that. Then on the back of these, you have the old logo, and it says Epic Quest Ram Adventures. So those will be dropping really soon, and that way, if you want to pick those up, it kind of supports the channel and kind of gives me some starter money to kind of get this new ball rolling and go from there. So yeah, oh dang, yes, oh dang indeed. I don't know, I really I love when Jess dropped that design. I mean, you've probably seen it. I've used it a few times, but he's made a little agreement with me, kind of, let me sell some merchandise with that on it, since all that stuff is, copyright, all that good stuff. So, so very, very gracious of him and Nathan to let me use these images to put on some cool merchandise. That yellow shirt, though, I don't wear it. Usually I wear all black. I mean, that's usually what I wear. But, man, that yellow shirt's popping. Got to show you it again. Bam, popping. Look at that. That looks great. So, trying to keep everything super low. I'm not making a lot of money. It's just a couple bucks on each thing. Like, man, with these websites like Teespring and stuff, their margins used to be pretty awesome. But now the margins have shrank so much. I guess their costs have went up, and it's put a $25 t-shirt, you're making like $3 off of it. So don't think I'm getting rich by any means. Selling this merch. No. It's just making a few bucks here and there. But over time, it all adds up, and use it to buy new equipment. Shit, even little mic stands, these things are like 25 to $30 a pop now, or more if they're nicer ones. And and a big thank you again to Hoy Sensation for letting me pick up some microphones from him, and a new Focusrite interface and all that freshness. So so another idea that I'm going to try out. I don't know if this is going to go down or not, but would you support Epic Quest on Patreon if we did a Patreon thing? I've thought about it in the past. Doing a Patreon for ever since the channel started, because a lot of the YouTube channels I watch, that's how they do it. And that's all they rant and rave about, is how well Patreon works for their channel. And I may try it. I don't know. That's why I'm asking you all today. I mean, would you support it? And I'm not saying crazy amounts. I mean, I think the craziest I'm going to get is, I don't know. These are my amounts right here, just because they're Morton's listing numbers: 3, 13, or 30. 30 is if you're a big baller and you want $30 a month. This is going to come. I'm not even close to doing this yet. I'm just spitballing stuff right now. So we'll see how well the merchandising works first. If it doesn't do so well, maybe we'll do the Patreon thing and see how it goes. Just $3, $13, $30, and use that stuff to cover. Number one, covering the quest for the guest. So I want to be able to cover their expenses when they're playing. I'd like to cover my travel, because eventually I want to go places and play Morton's List with people all over the United States, friggin' world, maybe. I doubt it'll get that big, but at least here in the U.S., because I like travel anyway. Me and my wife love it, so another excuse for me. And I figured this is something I could, if I set it up in advance, I'm like, all right, meet up with somebody. This would be like half a day, like 6 hours. I think I could do one of these episodes. I could meet up with a few people. I could, kind of give them the basics real quick rundown. Have them roll a quest, film all of it from start to finish, the quest. And then as soon as the quest is done, have, if I'm in another place, city, already have their location set up and be like, hey, just have us a big table that you can fit with, enough chairs for everybody. I'll bring, like 3 cameras in. I've got all the microphones and stuff. We'll set up a quick podcast. We'll talk about the quest for like an hour or 2, and then we'll just roll the cameras, and then I'll go back and spend like a couple weeks, editing and, taking footage from their quest and putting it, with the audio for the podcast and, kind of putting it all together in a nice little package, throw it up on YouTube, and then go from there. I don't know, it sounds fun to me. I like it. It's, plus I'm very social. One of the things I love about the design of, let's go back. This design is of that Jess did. I love the Mortal Ties skull, because Mortal Ties is, I love that table in Morton's List because it's all very social stuff. I enjoy being social. I'm very, extroverted sometimes, and I like talking to people, and it's kind of part of me, who I am. And it's all broken down. Every part of our logo is kind of means something. So you got the skull, that reminder of death is always chasing you from the moment you're born. The only thing inevitable that's going to happen to you is you're going to die. And I know it's a very bleak outlook on life, but that should encourage you to get out and do stuff. And that's why I want this channel, to do. I want to encourage people, and that's why I want new people to play the game and not watch me play it all the time. I want new people to play the game, and I want to film them, and I want to show other people playing the game. And then hopefully that encourages you who's sitting there watching to get out and play the game yourself, especially new people. The reason I want to reach out to bands and stuff like that, I keep going, that's my go-to, because that's what I want. Music's my big second love behind Morton's List in life. So I want to reach out to, and bands are usually, some of the bands I know are some of the coolest people, and they're fun individuals. Great example, some buddies of mine that are from Atlanta, Georgia, the Casket Creatures. Man, those guys are so much fun. Shout out to all those guys, Derek and Ryan and Kevin and their whole crew down in Atlanta. I don't think they watch my channel, but you know what? I'm going to give them a shout out. And, and I'd love to play some Morton's List with them, and because they're just fun individuals, and they're outgoing and, extroverted themselves, and, it'd be awesome to watch them roll a quest, and then, maybe it would get you, the viewer here, to start listening to their band. There's a lot of cross-pollination going on, and everybody's scene grows. Like, maybe you get into their music, they get into the game, their friends get into playing Morton's List. Now you have more people to form an inner circle with in your city, and it just grows. Everything grows, and everybody's happy and having a good time. And I don't know. It's just my joy in life is everybody having a good. Because man, eat, sleep, and work is the shittiest routine in the world, man. I hate it, but it's a thing that you have to do. And man, with your free time, you should spend it doing something that you enjoy and trying new things, and getting out there. So I don't know, that's just my thoughts on the subject, so that's why I'm kind of putting this out there. So all right, got to come check out the Morton Arboretum in Illinois. Yes. See, I would love to be able to fund some stuff and be able to travel and, go new places and play Morton's List in new exciting. Man, playing in Vegas was so much fun. Even though, holy shit, that place is like we've got something very similar called Pigeon Forge here in Tennessee, in Gatlinburg, which is just it's a tourist trap. Spend money. But one of the funnest things about the questing in Las Vegas, one of the funnest quests that we did Whodunit. And we sat in the atrium at the Luxor on the, on some benches and on the floor. We played Clue. And holy shit, it was so much fun. It cost $0. We had some pens and papers, and we made up our own game of Clue. And Dak, our homie, he came up with these game mechanics, and our table master, Zach, him and Dak kind of worked out all the logistics, and we filled out some paper and played Clue. And it was Robert with an axe in the Uber pickup. So, so it was so much fun. God, shout out to everybody that came out that weekend, all my big money hustlers. Shout out to all the Baller Nacho Symposium attendees too. And, hopefully we'll have a new level of something coming very soon, for the next Friday the 13th. And I don't know, that's still in the works. It's still a ways away, but it's definitely in the back of my mind thinking about it. And we'll have to the location. That's going to be a lot closer to our area here, and not over on the West Coast. And sorry if you're on the West Coast, but that event was yours, and if you didn't take advantage of it, damn, you missed out. You missed out on the first ever Quest bus. Holy shit, going back to supporting on Patreon. I mean, shit, if this thing got big enough. All right. Number 1, Quest costs for guests. Number 2, travel costs. Number 3, new equipment. Number 4, paying a crew. Imagine if this was so smooth that we had a couple of individual people running cameras. We had somebody running the switcher, so it's not me fumbling around, looking over every 2 seconds, hitting buttons. I'm not good enough to do it completely blind yet, and I can only do 2 cameras at a time. So, yeah. Quest Bus was powerful, and it did kill it. It took a Twilight Lord out. It took me out because the chaos of the whole thing just, got me too crunk, too wild, and sent me home early that night. The host of the event had to go lay it down for a few hours because, damn, he was turned up. So, and eventually, shit, who knows? If we had enough money, we'll buy our own Quest bus, and that shit will happen all the time. And why not? Or talking lofty goals and dreaming these grand dreams of exciting things. How about Morton Manor? I don't know. So that's my lofty, I don't know, my dreams and things that I would like to see come true. If I hit the lottery, though, all this shit's going to happen way quicker. So, or if someone else here hits the lottery and just wants to give me money to do this and be like, hey, do you want a job doing what you love? You want to pay for me to do this and entertain people and film and edit? And God, I'd be happy. Well, I'd have to hire me an editor. That's one person I would hire and pay them very well to edit. Because, God, that's the one thing. That's why you don't see a lot of new content. And you see a lot of videos just like this one on our YouTube channel. Unfortunately, I don't like to edit. I know it's a terrible thing to say, but it's hard to be the person sitting there getting filmed, and then look at yourself and being like, that's why with this new format, with doing the podcast, you won't see as much of me, and it'll be so much easier for me to edit other people because I'm not constantly looking at myself thinking I look stupid. So I'll be like, man, look how cool they look. And I'll be like, just editing the shit out of them doing stuff instead of thinking how dumb I look. So, all right. So that's the goal. That's the goal of Random Adventure Podcast, a new series on the YouTube channel. I'm going to start reaching out. Now that the cat's kind of out of the bag, I'm going to start just sending out emails to people and being like, hey, do you want to play? So if you're out there watching, I'd like to, the goal too is to get people to have a lot of followers to, cross-pollinate and kind of, I keep saying cross-pollinate like I'm a beekeeper or some shit, or farmer or something. I don't know, to, just get people that don't play Morton's List, playing Morton's List, and, if you got something cool you want to share, sharing it with other people, and kind of going from there. So, I don't know, we'll find people and go from there. See if it works. If it don't, shit, oh well, at least we tried. That's what it's all about. It's never be afraid to try. Never be afraid to, send an email and, ask a question and be like, hey, would you like to try this thing? Do something new. It has opened the door for me many a time, when I was a younger man, 2 decades ago, I started showing up for a lot of radio station stuff because I thought radio was super cool back in those days. And after about a year of being kind of a hang around, I got offered a job at the radio station to be a real life DJ. And I was a real life DJ for like 4.5, almost 5 years. And I got to help, met a really awesome woman named Melanie. And she hosted Southeast Exports, which was a local music show, which really opened up doorways to me to meeting new bands, especially younger bands who were just starting out. And all bands start out as locals, man, unless they're like some super group that's put together, handpicked by some record label. But most of your bands that you listen to, they start out, well, they were probably in some smaller band beforehand. And, I don't know, that's why I want to, I don't know, some smaller bands that I know, or they're actually not that small, they're pretty damn big now, they're growing, and, I want to play Morton's List with them, and, it's just my second love, so that's why I want to share the one thing I love the most with, with my second love. Oh, God, I can't wait to be behind the camera and not in front of the camera anymore, too. Alrighty. Alright, so I'm going to keep this one quick. We're going to wrap up a little bit early today. So ponder the things I've been saying. And check out the new merchandising and see what you think about it. And rep it. Buy some of the this new... And think about, would you be willing to share a few dollars a month with this fine gentleman? And, so I can bring more Morton's List to the world. So... there we are. We'll just leave it with that. Let's see, is there anything else I'm missing? I don't know. Oh yeah, when we were speaking of the Patreon thing too, be thinking, what do you want from me if you're giving me a couple bucks a month? The $3 thing, I can't give you like anything crazy like a t-shirt every month because you're only giving me $3. But I don't know. What kind of experience? Because I don't really, it's hard, I don't want to have to buy something and give out physical stuff, but I would like to offer some type of experience, whether it's an online experience or in-person experience, like, I don't know, if you're close enough, you get an invite to play a game, Roll Quest with me, which, nobody really cares, but I don't know, something like that. I don't know, just throwing it out there. The ideas I have, and I don't know. Shit. All right. So enough of me rambling. I miss my co-host Hoy today because it gives me a break to take a drink of water because I'm so parched right now. So, all right. So, all right. I'll put this up on YouTube and. Tell people about, and think about too if this is something that you'd be interested in watching, man. I'm gonna try to keep this, I want to entertain you, so I'm trying to give something new that's entertaining. A lot of people, you say they really liked watching people play Morton's List and do the quest, and I just wanted to show new people playing Morton's List and, and doing new things and kind of open up the world of Morton's List to new individuals. And I don't know. Should be fun, and we'll go from there. Thank you very much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And feel free to, if you have an idea for anything I've talked about today, want to send me a message. Holy shit, Oh yeah, Cyro Infection says, can't wait for a new era of Morton's List stuff. Yes. Oh my God. Holy crap. This new, especially with modern technology, being able to find people, because that's the one thing I see a lot is people can't find individuals to play Morton's List with, and that's always a hard thing to do. And if you had an app and it was like, hey, there's somebody that lives like in your city or, maybe, not far away, they're into playing Morton's List. Maybe I'll, kind of link up and go from there and play Morton's List together. It's, just ideas. So, and, if it's the more people that play Morton's List, the more the better the experience will be through the new version of Morton's List. And, just so much excitement. Can't wait. And go from there. So, all right. So I'm going to shut it down a little bit early. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate everybody coming on. And eventually, too, maybe I'll do something with this studio and you won't see this same backdrop every month. You'll start seeing, other people playing Morton's List in a totally new setting. And, I just feel like my whole situation here is starting to get a little stale. And that's why I want to move on and start branching out and doing new things. I want to take these cameras and get them outside into the real world and playing. It's just so hard when I'm a part of the inner circle playing Morton's List to film and share that experience. So that's why I want to be behind the camera and film other people doing it, and that way I can tell their story and share their story with other people. So, alrighty, that's it. Done for today. Thank you for taking an hour out of your afternoon and spending it with me here on the interwebs. Listen to me babble on. So, may your random adventures be epic quest, and hopefully I hope to see you out and come film a quest with you and share it with the world and stuff. All right. We'll see y'all later. Peace out. Thank you very much. Have a great Sunday.